Hey guys, or the After Reviews here, and tonight I'll be reviewing chapter 171 of My Hero Academia. Sorry it's a little late. Work and school have been just rough, and couldn't get out any earlier. So this is the earliest I was available to do it, and this might be kind of a recurring pattern as I review week by week. Maybe just be like a day or two late. But I'll try my best to get it out as soon as I can, and I will make sure to review it regularly. Just, might not be the day the chapter comes out, or even the day after sometimes. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the chapter. This one starts out with us actually watching Gentle's first video. LaBrava's watching it, so by extension, us, the viewers, watching it. He's kind of talking about some legendary figures and people who have made a mark on history. Heroes and villains. He mentions All Might, Crimson Riot, and Brave, who we haven't seen, but I would like to see, since Crimson Riot and All Might, really inspire some heroes that we care about in the main class of, UA. So I'm hoping we see someone that Brave either inspired, or maybe just like some of Brave's actions or something, because if he's important enough to be mentioned here, he must be pretty crazy. We also get mention of a few legendary villains. This includes All For One, Destro, leader of the Liberation Army, which I'm assuming was kind of around the time that quirks were first being discovered or first being widespread, and people were kind of oppressing people with quirks because they were different. I'm assuming, it's all speculation. And then we have Peerless Thief Harima Oji, I'm pretty sure. I'm not looking at my notes, so hope that's right. Who's just, I'm assuming, some kind of crazy master thief, which is cool because I want to see more of just like thievery and people who are motivated by purely money in My Hero Academia, because that seems like something that would be more, common. Obviously, they aren't as thought-provoking as villains in a narrative, but I mean, there would be a lot of villains who want just money with superpowers, I'm assuming. So let's see some more of those. That seems cool, especially if they like have a whole heist kind of thing going, a whole heist kind of arc. That'd be cool. Anyway, with the introduction of these legendary villains, I'm kind of leaning towards more that there is going to be a prison breakout at some point. Like, Tartarus, the place where All For One is, it's got to be broken into at some point. Stain's still really relevant. He's mentioned again in this chapter. And, we didn't really get a lot. He was only around for a really small amount of time, but he's had a really big impact on the story. So if we saw a prison breakout with him and, maybe a couple of these legendary villains or their descendants who are also villains or something, wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, continuing the video, we see that he's kind of talking about how before this current system was in place, the line between heroes and villains is a little more blurred, a little more ambiguous. So that's kind of been talked about earlier in the series. I think All Might talked about how heroes used to do just as like volunteer work, so there was no system, and it was a little sketchy and stuff. And My Hero Academia Vigilantes actually talks about that too. So that's a cool little reoccurring theme going on here. I like to see that. Once the video ends, we see LaBrava, who's just fangirling everywhere because she likes the video. She's just a mega fangirl. I thought she was more like level-headed and just kind of helping out Gentle and stuff, but no, she's a total fangirl and also helping him out. So that's cool. Not a big fan of her design still waiting for it to grow on me. Hopefully that happens soon. We also find out that she's actually re-uploading all of his old videos, all of Gentle's old videos, and that's why she was watching it. She was re-uploading it anyway. So they're getting taken down because, he's doing obvious criminal acts, and that's a cool little detail. Little details like that just make the world so much more real to me, helps with the immersion. Like, if the first thought I had when he's like posted videos of criminal activity and sent it to the police, I'm like, can he just do that? Like, is the internet okay with that? Whoever, or whatever website he's posting that on, are they just cool with that? So glad we got some little clarification there. That is a cool detail that I very much appreciate. We find out a little more motivation about Gentle as well, such as he only strikes places that are like doing unjust things, like the J store that he attacked was the first store of a company that's relabeling pudding or something like that, so they can sell it, after it expires, which, is pretty low tier as far as villainy or evil stuff goes, but, it's not exactly a good thing. I'd be kind of pissed. So, he's trying to do things that are justified in his own mind, kind of like a vigilante, but, because vigilantes are viewed as villains, he's a villain, he's a criminal. Also, we did mention by LaBrava that his videos aren't doing well, or at least the JSword one isn't doing well, and I would assume kind of all of them. Kind of seems like the internet or the widespread public thinks he's kind of lame, and that's why he's not as popular as like Stain or something like that. We did mention actually of how he's not as popular as Stain, and how it's because he says at least that it's because Stain uses so much more violence and stuff, and that's speaks to more people or whatever. So that's not his style. He doesn't like to inflict violence apparently. So that's good considering what his goal was at the end of this chapter. Also, we get the information that he's been doing this for 6 years now, so way before Stain and everything. He's been doing this for a good while. Like, he's been on his grind, on his YouTube grind, not doing great, but he's been on it, and I can respect that. Yeah. After the Gentle and LaBrava conversation, we cut over to the UA, the teachers, and I think his name's Brad or Vlad, the class, the teacher for Class B, and Aizawa are talking, and kind of like, hey, so your class is doing like a song and dance kind of thing to like they're selling it as stress relief, right? And he's like, that's a good idea. And Aizawa's like, I wonder about that. Like, he's not so sure because Aizawa is really intuitive and awesome. And then we cut over to the students who are kind of like walking, through the campus or whatever, and we get some general education kids who are talking about like how stuck up and conceited Class A are because they're doing this as a stress relief thing for everyone because of situations that occurred due to Class 1A. It's not necessarily their fault, but not the general education kids don't care. They're too busy being dicks, apparently. Bakugo hears this and kind of plays into the ending of this chapter. Everyone's like kind of talking about how they can practice and get good and what they're going to do for the song and dance number. They have a month before the cultural festival, so that's a good chunk of time to like prepare. But considering none of them are musicians, but Jiro, they got some work cut out for them. Jiro mentions how the drums are the backbone of the band here, but drums aren't her forte, and she has to teach someone from scratch while she's like also learning. It's going to be a whole thing. So like, does anyone play drums? And no one says anything. And everyone's like, ooh, no, I don't. And do you play drums? Because I don't play drums. And then we get Sarah, who's like, didn't you take music lessons, Bakugo? Didn't your parents make you? And he's like, what? And eventually Sarah, he plays Bakugo into getting on the drums. He's like, oh, it's too hard for you, huh? That's awesome. I love seeing the class be able to manipulate Bakugo because of his obvious mannerisms. And of course, Bakugo is just great at the drums, which, my favorite part of the chapter, hands down. Not only because it was hilarious and because Bakugo is cool, but because I'm a drummer. That is something that I have as a hobby. Not as much recently because school and work have been taking over my life, and I had to sell my drum set for school tuition. It's expensive. Anyway, personal tangent. But I'm a drummer, so that was cool and something that I really appreciated in the chapter. After Bakugo, proves that he is a good drummer, Jiro's like, you are perfect. This is awesome. And Bakugo's just having no part of it. He doesn't want to play because he knows that no one's going to appreciate this, and it comes off as self-gratifying because they're the ones causing the stress, and they're trying to do the stress relief. Throughout, Bakugo does this weird thing at times where he starts off by saying something where I'm like, Bakugo, you fucking asshole, you are terrible, I hate you. And then by the end of it, I'm like, yeah, I totally agree with you, Bakugo. And I don't get how he does it, but here he goes again. Talking, just really rudely to Jiro about how this whole thing is. Like, of course, he's communicating a message, he's saying something, and he's trying to, tell all of the students, all of his fellow classmates, hey, maybe this isn't the greatest idea, but he's just not communicating it very well. So Todoroki brings up the fact, hey, you didn't even help decide what we're doing. It's a little late for that, bud. But, it doesn't really matter. By the end of the conversation, Bakugo kind of talks himself into it. He's saying, oh, I'm not going to do this for their own stress relief. I'm going to, show them all. Yeah, I'm going to rock them to dead. I don't really know. His logic was a little flawed, but it worked. And Toro was really excited, saying, yeah, that logic wasn't all there, but yeah, he's on board. Awesome. And After that, we get Jiro, who's like saying like she's gonna do her best, you know, make this work, and I'm loving the little Jiro focus. She's not my favorite character, but the focus on Jiro is awesome. After that, after this whole moment, you know, with the Class A and stuff, and Bakugo Drummer and awesomeness, we get Gentle, who is basically summing up that he's gonna invade UA. That is his plan. He's gonna, you know, make a big scene because they have beefed up security, and he's gonna get in anyway. And that really worries me because I'm already like, as far as the series go, an aspect that I'm getting a little tired of is like that UA just keeps getting public flag. They're just getting shit on like publicity wise. Like a bunch of students like when they were moving to the dorm, like Midoriya's mom, you know, Inko? I don't know. I know how to spell it, but she didn't even want to let Deku go because she wasn't sure how safe he'd be. And something like this is just not what they need. So I'm hoping that Horikoshi plays this off in either a way where UA doesn't look bad or the security works and they kind of get thrown out there Team Rocket style, you know, when they're trying to break into a Pokemon gym or something, well, just having a match, but it just doesn't work because of whatever, you know, like something guarding the gym or whatever. I'm thinking of a specific episode, I think, but that's really weird of me. Yeah, so I'm hoping that it doesn't end up too bad for UA, or that if this does, you know, shit does to the fan, the students protect themselves, or something where the public is like, okay, UA's good, we're good. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, until next time, guys, like, comment, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Newer channel would really help a lot. And if you have any suggestions for how I can improve the quality of my videos, let me know. I am open to those. So yeah, until next time, see you guys.